There we go. We are live. We are.
Working for the weekend. And I want to see a show.
Damn. We got nobody. Nobody.
That's all right. It's probably driving home.
Into the
I feel like my real estate nightmare.
showing lots of love for the community with great advice. I know who I should go see.
Do that. Show.
Where I go for the latest brand and focus. So hometown radio. Show for the music that comforts my soul.
Oh. It's a whole around town radio. Oh.
Show.
Yo.
Watch the damn video, people.
Watch the damn video.
Watch the video.
Watch the video.
How you doing? You good?
Good, I'm all right. What's everybody doing? What you make for dinner, Erica? Hi,
Vegetable
everybody.
soup. I saw it online.
Oh.
Well, that was lunch. I don't know. All right. Thank you, Erica. Yes, I'm at least up and about, which is a far cry more than I was over the weekend. I have not been that sick. I cannot remember in my life. So, yeah, it was terrible. And I'm still coughing and hacking, but.
That sucks. Taco.
Yeah, let me do that right now on cue. Hi, Kevin Tolles.
Cilantro in those tacos, it's fine.
Show.
Yo.
What's up, kids? Kevin says. There's Glenn checking in. Hi, Glenn.
Saying that from my couch.
Yeah.
Just got here.
Is he? Hi, Kevin. It's a wiki.
Wiki, woo.
I'm gonna say I'll give my version of how I am today. For those of you asking, I am a half a tank. I'm not at a full tank. I'm at a half a tank, but at least I'm there because I was running on empty over the weekend, literally.
You look good.
Thank you. Well, thank you. That's the nicest thing anybody said to me all day. In fact, nobody's talked to me all day, so thank you.
I talked to you today.
You did. We talked, but I did go set up at the Moose earlier, and the bartender said hi. So there we go. She's a sweetheart too. Let's see what we got here. Cheryl Kaywood has joined us. Hi, Cheryl. Carla is here. Carla.
Hi, Carla.
Again, send me your current size of tank top because I can get it for you now. Our online store is open.
You can pick your color.
Our online, no, she can't. Oh, with yours or mine?
With mine.
Okay, yours you can. Mine are all black and white still. That's the only way we could get it done. So we got it done. So there. You have it. So Carla, please send me your size again. I'll make sure you get a t-shirt and a tank top. For real, for real. Erica says making dinner. You said that earlier, didn't you?
Yeah.
And Vanessa's here. Hi, Skip. How are you? Liars for hire in the house.
Dewey,
Tacos.
Melody, Bronson, Chad, Brandon, the Wanderers.
Everybody checking in. Sean Cooper.
Everybody is here.
He called and checked on me or messaged me. Thank you, Sean Cooper.
Nice.
Good dude. What's up? No cilantro, Erica says good. Good. Tastes like soap. Chad.
A third of hair.
Not as sick now. Yes. What do we got? Who's talking? Dave Evans is here from Mojo Rising. Thank you.
Can't wait for the 26th.
Yeah.
Our Thanksgiving Eve party this year.
That's going to be a good one. It is.
It is.
Yes. Yes, I was a Jackson Brown song. This was right after, right Thursday after our Name That Tune, Brandon. I got sicker than a dog, man. So I hope I didn't give it to anybody I came in contact with that night. For real, for real. But let's get off the sick bay talk. And Tim Anderson says, hello on this rainy ass day.
Hi, Tim.
It is a rainy ass day. It's miserably cold rain, too. We need to get to spring. Can we just fast forward to spring?
Yeah.
I'd like
Well,
that.
no, I need this season for the bar.
All right, Carla, just send me a message on what you really want there. She says she wears a small but loves a medium. Is that a schmedium?
Schmedium?
Schmedium? I can get you a schmedium. Yes, Brandon feels fine. I'm glad. So, Ceris, we've got a topic today. Let's get to it.
We do.
Because I'm still a little sluggish here. So let's get to it. And you can intro the topic today. How about that? Because you know a little more about it than I do. But go right
It was
ahead.
sort of a mentioned from a musician. So we're kind of talking about when a band switches lead singers or just makes a change. What happens? Like the ups, the downs, what's going to happen, how it affects the venues, how it affects, I can't speak at the bands, so I don't know about that, but we'd love for people to chime in and how, just in general, what you should do when something like that happens. And I'm going to talk strictly about the lead singers, because in reality, for the most part, when you switch out a lead singer and you take one away, that's when it becomes the most noticeable.
Because there are replacements like of guitar players and things that happen almost routinely in the music business. But that front person, that's a tough one.
That's a tough one. Tough one. And even if it's still tough, even if that lead singer happens to be better vocally, technically, and in general, it's still a big deal, because a lot of people don't just follow the band, they follow the lead singer. But to them, like, their loyalty to bands kind of goes hand in hand with the lead singer sort of thing. And certain bands have a certain following. So there's a certain band that I work with that has a completely different following than any other band that I have that comes in there. Luckily, my regulars follow them for a specific party that we do there. So it works out well. It works out well too. But the problem is, when you make a change like that, you need to almost work twice as hard to keep the people that are so loyal to that band and that lead singer to almost forget that there's been a change. You have to double, triple your social media presence, put something shiny in front of their face so that they want. For when I make a change at the bar that I have to do to make something work, what I do is I kind of try to not so much cover that up, but add something to bring, not focus so much on that. So your social media presence has to be on par ×3 when you switch out lead singers. Again, even if that lead singer is a better singer, you still have to do that. And in this instance, I do believe that this lead singer is definitely a better singer, but their social media kind of went down, and so did the presence of their following. So it is so crucial when making a change like that, because it also kind of sucked for me with this band, because the previous singer asked for a raise for the band, and then 10 minutes. And so I'm saying yes to something that I know. And then 10 minutes later, I find out that person is quitting. So that was kind of shady. You know what I mean? Ask for a raise for the band just to find out that it's not going to be the same band.
Run that by me one more time. I missed the first part of that, apparently.
So before the band switched lead singers, the lead singer approached me for a raise.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Okay.
And then 10 minutes later, I find that they're actually no longer going to be a part of the band.
That's interesting.
It's not cool. That was really shitty. And it's not that this band doesn't deserve it, but it's not the same band. I'm not paying the same band because everybody knows the lead singer is one of the most, if it is, it's the show. Even if we all think the new lead singer might be a tad, like a better singer, again, people are loyal to what they know. People don't really like change that much. So you have to quite literally double down on that social media because you're going to lose so much.
That's what I was going to say too. People just are not change oriented. People do not. They get used to a product and they like it and they come see it, especially when it comes to bands. And then something changes and man, it gets people all riled up. And then you do lose people if you don't promote the crap out of yourself and make yourself look like you're the next bigger and better thing. And I know people don't want to do that sometimes when they're replacing somebody. I mean, I get the ego thing around that is like, oh, I don't want to downplay this person that left the band. I don't want to make them look bad. They were there for years and all that. But you really do have to turn the heat up.
You do.
I mean, otherwise it just doesn't look the same. It doesn't look like it's going to be as exciting as the old version was.
It doesn't. And, the advertising in general is really, really, really important. So to really drop, and again, it's a mistake. I love this band. It's a mistake. So I don't like, I'm not like holding it super, but you need to go hard on that advertisement.
Yeah, and I think there needs to be transparency too. When someone leaves a band, you need to squelch the rumors immediately because so many people who are loyal and faithful to maybe that front person that was in the band and they leave and nobody says anything. It's just like okay, one day they're there, the next day we've replaced them. Man, the rumors run rampant then about, oh, they got kicked out of their own band. They got, and it may not be that at all. It may be that person is just, they're just like, I'm done. I'm tired. I want to break, and be honest and say that, just get out there and say it, be upfront. So it stops all that. Cause people now we all know nobody ever makes anything up on the internet, right? People will turn it into a shit show. For you. And it doesn't need to be that. But man, I am seeing, Ceris, you mentioned it there. I'm seeing so many bands recently who have declined in their social media presence. They're not promoting themselves. It's like, oh, we're getting the money we want. We're doing what we want. And we're just going to ride the train. It's like, no. Well,
the thing about this band was that they are a high paid band. One of the highest paid party bands, but they were still really, really good with their social media. And then it dropped.
I'm looking at comments. Thank you, Mark. Yeah, I'm getting there. Thank you.
He asked for the raise because he wanted for the band. I mean, he was trying to look out for his band, but that was shady. I mean, I said yes to, something and I got another thing, and it's not that other thing isn't amazing. That's not what it's about. It's about
the timing was terrible.
Timing was terrible, and I should have been able to see what that new band was going to be like before I agreed to a raise. I agreed to something that I didn't know, and that's what's shitty.
I think David Linda's got a very good point here about advertising became obvious to me when McDonald's paid for Super Bowl ads and Coke and Microsoft and Google. Yeah, they're on top of the world, and yet they're spending big money for advertising because they know to remain on top of the world, you need to promote yourself a little bit. And there's a lot of bands that could see that too. There's a lot of bands that are getting a lot of momentum right now. But if you let your socials go, it's going to go downhill.
Yeah. So like, for instance, for that evening, we were down almost 40% from our last showing with this party.
Wow.
And, yeah. I mean, and that's a lot. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. And then, you know, I was reached out to me by another venue that also hires this band, and asked how they did, because they wanted to see if it, you know, because they expressed that they too were down even higher percentage than I was down when they played. And I want to emphasize this. It's not because that lead singer isn't talented as shit. They came from an extremely popular band. In my opinion, a much better singer, performer. But when you drop the ball, when you make a change, people are loyal. When you make a change, you got to give them a reason to stick around.
Can I change gears for just a second with you?
Yeah.
I've got a question for you. When you have a night like that, and it's down, and you know what you're used to doing and those kind of things, how do you evaluate that? What do you compare it to? And what do you look at that maybe some people out there could get a little insight from that would tell you the reasons, you know, and we all know if it snows, ice on the roads, that's a given. But
right.
How do you judge the reason behind why were we down 40%?
Okay, so for an instant like this, I could tell, because when they used to promote, we used to get hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of interest on the Facebook. They didn't promote this time up until either like 3 days before the event. And on their event, they only had like 70 people interested. Okay. So, and the fact that I had heard from a previous venue that their numbers had also dropped since this new, since they changed singers. And then I will take into account when it's a busy night in the city. Like this was a night where there was, I mean, some of Cincinnati's top bands playing almost everywhere, and every single venue was busy. We were still busy, but we were still busy, but we were down 40%, almost 40%. So I take that into account too. And I look, I mean, I you know how I do my weekly advertisements and stuff like that. So I make sure when I'm looking at that week, I also tend to screenshot other venues from those weeks when I have special events, so I can see who's playing on those weeks as well, you know, because a lot of the people that would usually come to this event might have had a gig or something like that.
Yeah. And you kind of know too, from your regulars, who follows what bands.
Correct.
And you know that, okay, if this band's XYZ band's playing across town, I may lose some of my regulars that night because they follow this band religiously, right?
So I keep that in mind. Luckily, my regulars showed up, but some of them did split their time, opposed to staying all the whole night.
Right.
It was their followers that didn't show up. All of their followers that didn't show up.
That's interesting. It is. It's and it makes you wonder why. I mean, you obviously, I think you've hit it when you said they did not promote it until a few days before the event.
They didn't.
And that can be a lot of reasons. I've seen that happen in bands where it's just the new person doing social media and they don't get it. They haven't been taught yet how to do that, or we turn socials over to somebody who has always ridden the lightning in a band, and maybe now it's not as easy,
Yeah. And it's still, it was still a phenomenal party. They still, I need to emphasize that, because I don't want them thinking that it wasn't. I mean, I even heard people, they're like, man, their stage show was just so was so nice, like everything. It was phenomenal. And what
that hurts.
What I love about them is they even were like, yeah, like they didn't deny that they dropped the ball. They nothing. Like they know, and I just hope that it is this was just a one-time thing and we can fix it for the next time. Because it costs me money, It's a business thing.
I know the band we're referring to, and I just, it baffles me because they're very professional, and
They're amazing.
It baffles me that the crowd was down, that much. But if it's happening in other venues, then there's some kind of trend going on there that the band needs to look at.
And that's why I wanted to do my research. Exactly. And that I was told that it was happening in other venues once before it. And then somebody reached out to me after to check. I mean, we usually have a lineup by 8 p.m. at the door for this party, and we didn't have a lineup.
Wow. Hi, Stefan. Sorry about my coughing, guys. It's just happening. So what's the solution, you think?
Well, I mean, I think luckily this band, that
you talked, right? You
communicated.
Okay.
It was wonderful. Wonderful. In fact, it was one of the people in the band that suggested we use this as a topic. I'm not
stand up. That's really stand up.
Them by any. I'm not trying to. I'm just. This is the business part of it. What did they do immediately after they advertised the next show coming up? Like, we all make mistakes. That's okay. That's not a big deal. It makes it so much better when a person goes, yep, I made that mistake, because now we can work with it, right? And then they remedied it. They tried to remedy by doing exactly what they said they were going to do. What more can I ask? That's...
I want to address Dewey's comment here. Dewey, I've got a statement on that. I agree with you 100%. 5 days before is not it. But also, bands need to realize, just because I did an event in August for a October event that's going on, and we did the event, doesn't mean anybody's going to see it unless you repost it and you promote it and you do things like that. Facebook events are that way. They get buried. I mean, yeah, you can go to the week. Here's what's happening this week and look at all those events, but still, they're not out there getting the demographics you want. So remember, keep plugging those events and change it up too, because just because you made an event, that the bullshit of who's coming to the event, I'm interested going, all that is all bullshit. In my opinion, because half the people that click on that are not going to show up.
Right.
And then there's going to be a lot of people that don't click on it that do show up. Right. That I don't rely on those numbers at all. Now, I will tell you, like you said, though, if you have 500 interested on an event or going, then you can plan on having a pretty good crowd, because that means there's a whole lot of momentum to that event. But just the average 50 people saying they're coming doesn't mean it's going to happen.
No, but when your average of people, interest is over 600, that tends to bode well with who's showing up. You know what I mean? You can get you're pretty, and it's been consistent. It was consistent, this party, every single time up until the last time. Patterns are key. Listen
to Ed's comment here. Ed worked for a big company.
Yeah.
And he was responsible for brand positioning, and knows how important it is to advertise. Yeah. And when those companies are making gazillions of dollars, yet they still know the power of advertisement, and they wouldn't be making gazillion dollars if they didn't advertise.
Right.
It's on the internet today, especially, it's easy to get run over by another event, in the music business, especially. And I worry about some of these bands being complacent and yet asking for more money.
I
know.
Let's not get into that, because I can't tell you. Now, I'm going to be fair, because I will say 50% of the bands that have asked me for a raise this year do switch shit up, switch songs. They try to do things. They pay attention to what the crowd's interest. They are giving me more while they're asking for more. Thanks, then I got the other bit that are asking for a raise and aren't doing shit. I don't get any more playing time. I don't get any new songs, longer breaks, less playing.
That's what I was going to say. They're doing less.
They're doing less, but asking for more.
For more. I know.
And here's the thing, guys. I can only charge that $10 at the door for special events or I will lose people. It's a fact. So I cannot afford this. I'm not going to pay these guys any fucking more because I'd rather spend my money on these. And there's only so high I can go. $5 has to cover the fucking band or I'm fucking broke. $5 at the door. It's been the same fucking price at the door since the 80s. But the band, and I'm not saying that all bands have raised their prices. But the ones that keep raising it have to remember these things are still staying the exact same. It has to fucking make sense. And if you're not giving me anything in return, in fact, you're giving me less, please go fuck yourself. Damn. I will spend the money on the bands that do fucking make an effort.
Yeah, and I'm seeing that a lot more and more. I'm seeing so many bands that are just becoming complacent in their advertising, in their timing, getting on stage. I could do a list here of things that bands do that are just not smart.
No.
And, we preach on the show, we talk, and some bands have taken our advice. Some bands haven't, like 2 long sets versus 3 sets where the third set starts at 11 o'clock at night and nobody's going to be there for it because the times have changed. The bars aren't running until 2 a.m. anymore like they used to.
And people aren't drinking like they used to.
There's a few that are hanging on to that brass ring of 2 a.m., but not many.
No, Dell, you do a phenomenal job of promoting. You are on my top of the list of people. I mean, I love working with you, Dell. You are a pleasure to work with. Robert Hudson, I have stopped hiring them, or I've hired them at the same price. And if they don't want to be a part of it, they don't have to. It's not just one band. It's the entitlement of people and bands in general.
And Bronson, you're
going to get pissed off about things.
Bronson's smart. I mean, you can run a Facebook ad, even the band can cheap and target the area you're playing. You have to spend hardly anything to target that little zone you're in.
Yeah.
I mean, and sometimes those are very successful. Targeted ads are good, successful products. And sometimes Facebook will try to extort you for money too and keep that going. Yeah. But, I'm a believer in the ads on there at times for certain individual events and such. I think it brings people to the yard.
Yeah.
My milkshake does.
Never, as a bar, that never worked for me, but I've heard that it works well for the bands.
Yes. And yes, eliminate the bands that get you this pissed off. Well,
There's not enough people though, Aaron. The social media works for the people that aren't so much specific band followers, but that are looking for some entertainment. Not everybody goes and sees their favorite band. They go to see live music. So everybody likes to kind of insinuate that social media isn't important, but it quite literally can make and break your bar business.
It can. And I can tell you, I mean, I was in public sector for years, and most of you know that. I used to preach to my recruit firemen that one careless, unthinking act that goes viral on social media can negate 1,000 good things we do.
100%.
And people got to think about that too. And we're not going to get into the discussion today, obviously, of the people that make political posts and all those things on social media. But I'm just going to say, from your band page, and if you're a well-known musician, be careful, because you can submarine your shows and the bars.
Yeah, Dewey, that there are people that go to listen to live music, and there's people that follow bands. You follow bands, Dewey, but that's not everybody that listens to live music. There is a difference, and that both have to be targeted. Like both, you have to be able to bring both in.
Don't you think though? I mean, these guys are Aaron's talking about it here. There is a split house in music right now. It is people who go to their favorite venue to see live music because they like the venue. And then there are people who follow their favorite bands around and go to different venues and see that. Now, it seems to me it's split down the middle. It did not used to be that way. And Aaron, you have to attest to this back in the day, that you could play 4 or 5 nights a week in the same venue and get away with it. And today that's just not happening anymore. And you got to promote where you are. And as some people said in here earlier, I forget who said it, it was a great comment. I start planning my stuff a week in advance of where I'm going to go this next weekend. So
for a few weeks. Yeah. Megan, just look at Megan Miller's comment. We always ask, a lot of bands do this. We always ask during a show, who has seen us before and who is seeing us for the first time? And it's usually 50-50. Right there answers your question. That 50% of people knew that you were playing there, and that's why they went there. The other 50% had no idea. And that's where social media comes in. And that's why, and
everybody wants to hate on social media.
50s. Businesses need both of those sides.
I've seen more musicians hate on social media and all that stuff, but it is the necessary evil.
100%. And
it is.
It's a necessary. You don't know. People are choosing, a lot of people need to realize just because you do something one way doesn't mean everybody else is doing it that way. And to generate business from not just one side, from all sides, you have to put in the work to do that. Who's
at the bell this Friday? Dewey?
Oh, you want to ask me?
One of his new favorites, he says?
Oh, yeah. Slow Train.
Is that one of Dewey's favorites now?
I guess so.
Was it
I'm very excited for it.
Half-Life that was there last Friday, maybe? I don't know.
Half-Life killed it last Friday.
They're awesome too. But again, they're coming a distance. There's all kinds of variables in crowds which have to do with that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And Damon never knows where he's going to end up. And Aaron says, yeah, he says exactly. We are far beyond those days of a house band. We are. And we are. And you could be comfortable as a house band years ago. If you were playing 5 nights a week in the same bar, you had a built-in crowd. People were coming to see you. It was your, I hate using the term groupie, but I do sometimes, but it was your followers, your people who love to hang with the band, and they all felt like they were a part of your family being there. And I don't see that as much anymore. I do see there are some loyal followers to local bands. I mean, and I can name the bands and tell you they have a good following when they're going to play somewhere.
100%.
But they also command a pretty high dollar for that following some days. And that doesn't always match the balance of drinks versus following versus paying the band. Like you said, if you don't get that cover charge and bodies in the door and asses in seats, it can make or break you as a bar owner.
It can.
Brad saying here.
And it's, I'm going to say it. I'm sorry if I'm not really that sorry. If you're not using social media, which is a free tool to advertise your venue, your band, you're doing yourself and the venue a disservice, which is it just makes zero sense to me. It's just lazy.
Ceris, we used to run around with a stapler and a stack of flyers and hit telephone poles.
I used to give out flyers back in Toronto.
Yes.
Put them on cars.
Dewey said, yes, I love them. Amazing band. Great set list. Okay. Gina McKinn says they're at the Bell tomorrow night. Shameless plug.
Yeah, I got a great week of music. And hey, they're great. That Gene and Johnny band, they advertise. They're great at advertise. Slow Train kicks ass at advertising. Cassette Junkies advertise.
Mojo Rising, man, they kill it in the advertising.
Rising kills it at advertising. Twisted Fate kills it. Billy Rock kills it. Listen, the majority of bands kill it at advertising. I'm not going to name the ones that don't. They don't play my bar often, though. And there's a reason why you see such similar bands playing my bar or the same ones. It's because they are good to work with.
Spot on, Chris Reese. Yes.
What?
He says, why musicians hate on social media, I don't understand. It's literally the widest audience to promote to. It is. And again, it's free advertising for the bars. You're not paying for radio spots and all that shit like we used to have to do.
And you can schedule your posts so you don't even have to worry about it.
I schedule mine all the time. Bob Klein says, be creative, create a buzz. Yes, Bob. Yes. Think outside the box. And one band I want to mention that I love their social media is the Filthy Heathens. And the Filthy Heathens, they do creative comedic stuff. They do great videos that they put together of their shows to promote the next show. And they have learned, they've got somebody in their camp, obviously, who does an amazing job of that. So, Filthy Heathens, hats off to you guys too. And Bob, your band, you're one giant promotional package in your band. I mean, you are.
I'll give props to Half-Life. Half-Life kills it on their promotion too.
Yeah. Did you see that video Shane did, the AI one? That was cool as hell.
It was cool. Yeah.
Yes. And Megan's promoting right now saying, go to the Bell on Saturday. Wonder why. Hi, Tim Butterfield. Tim's going to join me tomorrow at noon with Enemy. They'll be here. We're going to talk about a show they're doing this weekend.
I just don't think a lot of bands care anymore. They've, like you said, they've become complacent. They've been around for so long. They just, that's their band. Take it or leave it. And they don't care if you don't hire them or not.
And Bob, your comment, Bob Klein, that comment was great. Thank you. You guys are wonderful people out here making the comments today. We appreciate that. And Aaron, Sofa King.
Oh yeah, Bob Klein will be there Saturday. That's
Prisoner,
awesome.
Wednesday through Saturday, a Sunday at Annie's. Yeah, wouldn't know the days, man. The house band. Bob Klein will be where? Where did you say he's?
The Bell for Cassette Junkies.
On Saturday?
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%, Brandon. Advertising only helps. It only hurts when you don't use it. And it's lazy, right, Brandon? Like, why wouldn't you use it? I just don't even understand. It's free.
Stop the presses for a minute. Tim Butterfield, thank you for this comment. As a new show promoter, I'm learning very quickly that it is impossible to over-promote.
It's true.
That is the greatest statement of the day.
It is. And it makes a difference, doesn't it? It makes a difference.
Makes a huge difference.
Not everybody follows just one band. They can follow the band, they can follow the venue, they can follow a certain person. They are following where the party's at. They want to. There's so many different branches that you need to fulfill, and the only way you're going to do that is by reaching out to everybody. And how do you do that? With advertising.
Wow. Thanks for all the great comments, everybody. Dewey. Yes. And yeah, that's the fun part of the AI side, is making these funny little ads and all that. There's a local band here, Finding Melissa, who does these cartoon characters of where they're going to be at all their next gigs. And it's hilarious. It's fantastic. They're going to play the county fair like in the summer, and here's Kenny, the guitar player, eating a corn dog in a comic, it's a comic strip looking thing and all that. It's amazing. Some of the stuff you can do with that. And that's, I think, the advantage to AI a little bit.
Let's highlight Danielle's comment.
I'm getting there.
Please, when you find it.
Danielle from Satches. Okay, go ahead.
There you go. I mean, there's just so many yes, exactly. Like ahas when it comes to advertising. So, and everybody complains, we're tired of seeing the same bands. All right. Well, guess what? Bands start advertising so people know where you're playing. I know people that don't even have a Facebook page for their band. And I don't care if you have Facebook or not. Get a Facebook page. Do you know how many people are on Facebook?
A lot. What's Dell saying here? He said we played 6 nights a week in the 80s and all we had was flyers mailing this. Yeah, and it's so much easier using the internet now. It is. And man, if we'd have had that power back in those days when everybody was going out and drinking and enjoying live music as much as they were, we'd have been unstoppable. But I'm also glad there wasn't the internet photos back then.
Yeah.
There were some things going on then.
You know, Ed Sawicki, I mean, photos, that's advertisement. And it doesn't, and people don't realize that it's that. They just think they're looking at really cool photos from the B&B. You know, and everything matters. Every little thing has.
You're a genius with Ed. You and Ed are a genius with that product because, and I got to say it, Ceris, I've seen you tell bands, do not hang that banner over my B&B back there.
Oh,
that is your brand.
That's my brand. There was a band that had the audacity to twist off all my lights on the B&B.
Turn them off?
Literally take them, yeah. Without asking. And that was the last time that band played there.
Well, where did they find their balls later?
I heard they got fired from that.
Did they? You think? That's crazy. Yeah, Nick never posts anything on Facebook, right? It's a simple thing, but you know, if you're just joining the show, guys, thank you, Aaron. We were talking about
Aaron, miss you, buddy.
We were talking this thing about a band that changed lead singers and how you have to up your game even more, even though that singer may be very prominent, may have come from another band where they had a great following, all that stuff. You still have to do the due diligence and work to promote your band and tell people that change isn't a bad thing and come out and check it out. You're going to enjoy it. And that comes with videos, and that comes with, even I love bands that get endorsements from their clientele, true endorsements, and post them. Mm-hmm. Like, they'll do quotes or something from so-and-so, or venue owner such and such said this about us.
And don't just share the venue's posts either. You've got to sharing doesn't reach as many people. Share the venue's post, but you also got to make your own posts because sharing doesn't reach as many people. You got to do both.
Bill, you're so right.
Yeah, that's the thing. There's a lot of ego in some of these bands when and this isn't all of them, but some of them are very replaceable.
Well, if everybody owned a car dealership and they sold the same car for the same money, what's going to make you go to one dealership or another? Is it going to be their advertising that draws you in? Probably so.
Probably
Is it going to be the atmosphere when they get there with your entertainment? And, put it in the band perspective there. Because there's a whole lot of bands playing out. I can choose any given Friday or Saturday night. I've got 10, 12 choices that are at the top of the list. And there's probably 100 more within a 25-mile radius.
Yeah.
So you got to be ready to tell me why I want to come to your show, so to speak.
Well, see, Ceris Service. There you go. That's part of the branch on that's one branch on why you've got to reach is why somebody won't go to see a certain band is because they don't like the service at that venue. You see, there's a million reasons why advertising, like why everything is important. Just there's,
Dewey's got a great point about Ed's photos too. When he's posting them the next morning after the event, that is absolutely critical.
Right.
There are a lot of photographers who come out and take pictures, and then a week and a half later, they're posting it.
That doesn't work.
It's over with.
It doesn't work. That's
We've
why
been to 3 more shows.
Ed is so sought after. Why I am always happy when Ed's taking pictures, because when you get the pictures 2-3 days later, I really appreciate the effort, but.
Rick Hansen, you're spot on with that one. My brother from another mother, Doug, is a master at promoting your band and really does a fantastic job. I'm trying to get to all the comments here. Amy, thank you for this one.
Thanks, Amy.
Yeah, it's
last week's news is not interesting. That's right, Ed. It's not.
And, you can take the best pictures of somebody. But again, like Ed says, last week's news, we've moved on to another show. And taking pictures in your bar and your band, a lot of bands would do good sharing pictures of their followers on their page.
Right.
Because those people are going to migrate to your page. They're going to look for their photos. I mean, why do you think at every silly trivia I take pictures of every team and post them? It's because people want to see their group. They want to know they were appreciated for being there. And it takes just a few minutes.
It does.
I mean Ed puts a shit ton of time into the editing side. And he's doing that overnight sometimes.
He does. He does it overnight or super early in the morning. I mean, I've told the story before of how I've had the guys from England reach out strictly because they saw Ed Sawicki's pictures all the time. And they're like, we want to come to your bar.
You see Scotty's,
why do they want to come to my bar?
post.
They don't know why they want to come to my bar other than it was the memes and Ed Sawicki's posts. I had somebody and this, traffic to your page, Gina, 100%. I posted one of my memes. I always post at least 3 memes a day. I try to, because I like to make people laugh, and traffic to my page. It doesn't hurt, and I had some guy very politely, he wasn't being rude by any means. He made a comment saying, this is a business page, LOL. And one of, my regulars was like, yes, and we love it. And then I said, yeah, I just try to make people laugh. He goes, well, I love that. That's amazing. But that just brought somebody new to the page, and now he's following us.
Yes, we are going strong at 5:45 today. Thank you, Brad. Abe's Lincoln in the house.
There's another one that was really good at advertising.
It obviously showed in the crowd that night. I can tell you that. I stayed up around the front door watching a line take place from forever. I mean, that was one of the longer lines I've ever seen you have at your place. It went till 11:30 with a line to get in. But they worked it hard. They wanted to make a smash out of being there, and they did. And that had a lot to do with the band.
Oh, I think that was, I will give them, I think that was 70% of the band, 80% of the band, because let's face it, let's be honest, bringing in a new band, you don't my regulars are going to choose their favorite band if I have a new band. It's just a fact. So that was predominantly their following.
Can you hit on Matt Matheny's comment here? And I know he knows, but can you, about time of day for posting? When
promoting on Facebook. So you can actually look at that to see when you're getting the most hits. I do my promoting. My very first thing that I post is my morning meme, and that's at 7:07 a.m. What works, you can look to see how much when traffic comes to your page. I find I do one at 9:50. That's for the business, like when I promote something about my business. 12:15 when I promote something about my business, and then 3 p.m. when I promote something about my business. And then I find that the 10 o'clock zone is pretty slow. Between 7 and 8:30 tends to be pretty good. It just depends. And I've switched it up so many times prior, but this seems to work really well for the Bell and the Bear.
And there are specific days of the week too that work better than others.
There are, like, Saturdays are not good.
No, but Sunday evenings are great.
Sunday evenings are great, which is when I tend to post I always make my events a month prior, if not more, but then I advertise them on Sunday nights for the following week.
Yes, Gina. If you have a professional dashboard on your band page,
that will give you more information. That will give you a ton of information. Thank you.
It's interesting. Scotty Bratcher says, my people are morning people. Nothing after 10 a.m. even comes close to my 7 a.m. posts. That's true. That's amazing.
Yeah, I find
good info.
The lunch ones are good. The lunchtime ones, because when people are waiting for their food or eating, they'll check Facebook.
Thank you, Lonnie. Says your memes are funny.
Thank you.
And sometimes right on the edge. Right on the edge.
Well,
right on the edge. What else we got on this topic? Anything else? We're about out of time.
no, I think, I think we're good.
Scotty says, demographics. My folks are in bed by 7. Yeah, a lot of people are. And I totally agree with Ceris's thing on too, scheduling your posts. Schedule them. Do it when it's convenient for you to make the post and put it on there in a schedule format.
Mm-hmm.
And then you don't have to worry about if something comes up at 7:07 in the morning and you didn't get that done. It's already there. So do it when you have time. Bands should learn this. Bands should schedule out their posts for the week. Do it on Sunday or something and schedule them for the week and then fill in stuff when something comes up,
I try to do it on Sundays or like Mondays but I try to do it. It takes a couple hours, but then you don't have to worry about it and then fill it in when you can. You're never going to you'll never overpost. You'll never over advertise. Just advertise and not 2 days before, not 1 day before. Come on.
We do a post on Sunday from the page here that is like, who did you see play out and where did you see them? Hugely important post to my platform for one, to get interaction, because I not only want people to say they saw a great band so people recognize it and go see them, but I also want them to recognize the venues who are providing that service to us. And maybe you can tag those venues in that comment. They'll see it and they'll be like, okay, maybe we need to up our social game a little on some of this. And we'll get on Sundays. If I post that on a Sunday, we get, 75, 100 comments. Whereas if I post it on Monday at 10 a.m., maybe 25 to 30. So there's a big difference on those kind of interactive posts where you want somebody to respond to you. And it's not clickbait. I've had people say, oh, you're just clickbaiting us. No, I want to really know who you went to see. That's why we're doing that. And there's many times I try to mention that on the Monday show and mention people that went to see different, because I can't be everywhere. And, we talk about Ceris's bar here a lot and who's playing there, but there's a whole lot of clubs out there working their ass off to bring you live local music. And we want to support them all, because without it, it's tougher on everybody, to be honest.
It is.
All right, let's see what we got here. A couple more comments. We got to get out of here. Carl says, I've seen White Knuckle Weekend at Mr. Burroughs Saturday night for the first time because of your Thursday show. Thank you, Carl. They were awesome. And met Tim from Barely Able. Good deal. Very good. Yeah, that was an interesting show for them because they had a lot of, they had Last Call and Barely Able mixed in there and all that. But White Knuckle Weekend as a band is a great band. And we've got some wonderful local talent out there. I'm glad you picked up on it on the Thursday show. And that's what Carla keeps telling me. Carla's like, you keep doing those lists. I love to hear the list of who's playing out. So thank you, Carla. And I think we're about done. What's Heather got to say here at the end? Understanding your market area and your customer segmentation is a core principle in a successful strategy. It is. And you've got to know, you got to know your audience.
You do.
And what turns them on.
You've got to care,
And I'll go back to the Filthy Heathens comment I made earlier. Those guys did a video, a little short, funny video coming out of an outhouse. Like the whole band came out of the outhouse, and piled out of it. And it just went crazy on the internet. And it was funny. And you could tell it hit their target audience because those people were just loving life to see that. So, just think about what you could do to do it. I'm dabbling a little bit in the TikTok side right now, and I'm trying to learn it. It's a big learning curve, but we'll see what it does for us here. We're trying to up our game a little bit more in 2026. So hopefully we can, and we're going to keep this show going, aren't we, Ceris?
Heck yeah.
We are. And gosh, yes.
Well, it was a good video, Brandon. That was a beautiful.
Thank you, Ed.
Yeah.
He likes to create FOMO. I love that. That's so true because I have FOMO all the time when I see the pictures like, why didn't I go to that event? Yes. And thank you, Brandon Harvey. And I loved your Purple Rain video too, by the way. It was fantastic. And you know what was cool? it was a collaboration again with a group that we know, Rockstar, who collaborated with Brandon from Party Punch. And I love to see those things happen. You know, and just remember, be invited by the band up on stage. Don't come up and say, I want to sing a song with you. Let the band invite you to their show. You know, just do that. That's one thing I want to stress. And Bronson says, toilet people love us. Love you, Bronson. All right. Bob says your meme game is strong, Ceris.
Thank you.
Who's at the bar this weekend? Let's talk about it.
We have Gina and Johnny tomorrow. We have Thursday jam session, which is celebrating because I get sworn in on Thursday for my citizenship. So we have been celebrating that on Thursday night at the jam. And then on Friday, we have Slow Train. We're very excited for them because that's the debut. And on Saturday, we have Cassette Junkies.
Who's that?
Who's that? It's Megan Miller.
Never heard of her. Have you?
Never.
No. I heard she got called a hooker, though.
By her dad.
That's kind of funny. That's kind of funny. Hey, one gig for me this week, tonight, Miamisburg Moose. If I make it through it, it'll be a miracle. But come in, guys, and join me for a little of that if you're part of the Moose family. Moose family. Get your moose antlers up and all that stuff. Ceris, that's all I got. You got anything else?
No, that's it.
All right, let's boogie on out of here. Thanks for watching, everybody. Tomorrow, live at noon, Enemy and Tim Butterfield going to join me on the show for Wednesday with the band.
Oh, nice, Zach.
What's Kevin saying? Watch out, Scott. I got yelled at for saying that about the Cassette Junkies. Well, she can yell at you. What? And what's Megan? Never heard of you jerks either, Megan says.
Oh.
You know what, Megan? I'm going to leave it alone. I'm going to be nice today. That's a first for me. Thank you, Carla. Thank you, Brandon. Thank you, Gina McCann. Thanks for all the well wishes yesterday, guys. I appreciate it. That was nice of all of you to reach out and check on this old guy. And now I'm getting text messages from all kinds of people who I don't want to get text messages from. So let me get out of here and address those. I'm heading to the Moose. If you're out and about in Miamisburg, join me there. And thank you, Brandon Harvey, for that last comment. Dewey, thank you for that. Ceris, here comes the theme song. You ready?
I'm ready.
And you are up right now.
Disclaimer, the views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of our sponsors or any entities they represent.
Then I want to see a show. I flip on the book of face.
Don't forget to follow us on the Tube of You, guys. If Facebook ever goes bye-bye, we will be on YouTube as well. It'll happen. Instagram as well. If you want to follow us on the Instas, we'd love to have you there. And hit that follow button on our Facebook page, if you will, as well. And don't forget, if you haven't, to the Bell and the Bear, do that as well. Most of you follow that page, though.
They do.
Show. Hey, we got over 10,000 now. I'm happy.
Yay!
Only took me 112 years, but we got to 10,000 people. Thanks, everybody.
10,000 back.
Hit that share button, if you will.
Share.
Share. Look at this ugly picture of us, Ceris.
I hate that picture so much.
That one's a little better. Yeah, and then we can look at that one again. Look at that. That one's a little better.
I don't like that one at all.
See you, everybody. Have a great night. Bye-bye for now.